Her name was Amara. Smart, soft-spoken, the kind of woman who believed love could fix anything if you just held on long enough. She met Tunde at a youth conference in Enugu. He was magnetic, charming in a quiet, confident way. He didn't talk too much, but when he did, you listened. They dated for 9 months. No drama, no doubts. Tunde was always gentle, always attentive. When he proposed under a canopy of lanterns and music, Amara said yes without hesitation. Everyone said they were perfect. The wedding was beautiful. Their first year was peaceful. And Amara thanked God every day for giving her a man like him. But something changed in year 2. It started with little things. Late nights at work, phone always on silent, a new cologne she didn't recognize. When she asked, Tunde would smile, touch her hand and say, "You worry too much, love." And because Amara loved him blindly, she believed him. Until one Sunday evening. She was doing laundry when she found a lipstick-stained handkerchief tucked into the pocket of his jeans. The color was bold, wine red, a shade she would never wear. Her hand shook. She waited until he came home and gently asked about it. Tunde barely flinched. "A client at work dropped it in my car. I forgot to return it." She wanted to believe him. She needed to believe him. But that night, as he slept, Amara sat by the window, holding that piece of cloth in her hand like a warning. And something in her chest whispered, "You are not crazy. You are not wrong." Amara didn't confront him again. She just watched, silently. She started noting things, time he left the house, when he returned, how his tone shifted on certain phone calls. There was a pattern forming, and her heart, though it resisted, couldn't unsee it. One Friday night, Tunde said he was traveling to Port Harcourt for a client pitch. He left early, no bags, just his briefcase and cologne cloud. But something didn't sit right. Amara waited until midnight, then opened his laptop. She didn't mean to invade his privacy. She just needed peace of mind. His browser history was wiped clean. His emails too organized. But the trash folder held a clue. A recently deleted booking confirmation for a luxury hotel suite in Abuja, not Port Harcourt, for 2 guests. Her hands went numb. She stared at the screen for what felt like hours. That voice inside her, once faint, now roared. He's lying. And he's not even trying hard to hide it. The next day, she didn't call him. She didn't cry. She packed a small bag, booked a bus ticket, and went to Abuja. Not to catch him, to see with her own eyes. She checked into a cheap hotel across the street from the one in the email. Sat in the lobby cafe with her hoodie up and waited. At 7:12 p.m., he walked in. Arm in arm with a woman. Young, curvy, red lipstick. Amara's breath left her body. She watched them laugh, kiss briefly, and disappear into the elevator. The moment the doors closed, she finally let herself break. But even in that pain, there was clarity. He was cheating. Not emotionally, not secretly, blatantly, boldly, without remorse. And something inside her snapped. Amara didn't go back to her hotel that night. She sat on a park bench until dawn, cold air biting her skin, but her mind sharper than ever. Tunde had lied to her face, not just once, but constantly, effortlessly. And here she was, loyal, faithful, defending him to everyone, even herself. But no more. By 6 a.m., she was on a bus back to Enugu. She didn't cry, not once. Her tears had dried with the truth. When Tunde returned home 2 days later, he walked in like nothing happened. "Trip was intense," he said, dropping his keys on the table. "You wouldn't believe the client." Amara turned from the sink slowly, her eyes calm. Too calm. "How was Abuja?" she asked. Tunde paused, a flicker of surprise crossing his face. "What are you talking about?" "You didn't go to Port Harcourt," she said, her tone even. "You booked a hotel for 2. I saw you. He froze. For the first time since she met him, he looked small. You followed me? No, she said. I verified your lies. He opened his mouth, but no words came. I just want you to know, she said, voice trembling. I'm done. I loved you blindly. I excused everything. But you played me. She walked past him toward the bedroom. He followed, stammering. Amara, wait. No, she said. You wait. And with that, she handed him a small envelope. Inside, a printed set of documents, copies of his messages to the woman, screenshots of hotel bookings, timestamps from his WhatsApp calls. Keep it, she said, in case you forget how reckless you were. He dropped to the bed, speechless. She didn't scream. She didn't break things. She just packed a suitcase. For once, it was her leaving. If you've ever felt trapped in a love that made you question your own worth, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and don't miss how Amara rewrites her story in the next part. Amara didn't go to her mother's house. She knew what would happen. Tears, questions, judgment, and those familiar words. We warned you about him. She needed space, not sympathy, so she rented a small one-room apartment on the outskirts of town. Nothing fancy, just clean, quiet, and hers. The silence became her therapy. She started journaling again, something she hadn't done since university. Pages filled with pain, anger, but also clarity. Every day she regained something Tunde had taken, her confidence, her voice, her self-worth. Meanwhile, word of the separation started to spread. Friends reached out surprised. Some said things like, "We always thought you two were perfect." Others weren't shocked. Then came the text from Tunde. "Can we talk?" She didn't reply. Then a voice note. "I messed up. I know that. But I miss you, Amara. Please, just one chance to fix this." She stared at the screen for minutes, then blocked his number. She knew what that message really meant. It didn't mean he loved her. It meant he lost control. Tunde, the man who once moved like he owned the world, was unraveling. Their mutual friends told her he looked thinner, distracted. His work was suffering. One even said they saw him outside her old office. "He looked like he was waiting for you," they said. But Amara didn't flinch. He had made his bed, and she had finally stepped out of it. 2 months passed. Amara was no longer healing. She was evolving. She got a new job at a community center, helping women navigate personal crises. Ironically, her pain had become her purpose. Every day, she listened to women tell stories that sounded far too familiar. I thought he was different. I gave him everything. I lost myself loving him. And every time, Amara nodded, not just in sympathy, but in understanding. Then one morning, something unexpected happened. She received a handwritten letter, no return address. Inside, "I don't know who I am without you. I'm trying, but I can't undo what I've done. I just wanted you to know I still love you. Tunde." She stared at the words, emotions swirling like a storm. It wasn't guilt or sadness. It was peace. He still loved her, but she no longer loved him. And that was freedom. That evening, she shared her story at a women's support group. Not anonymously this time, but fully, openly. "I thought love meant staying, even when it hurt," she said. "But now I know. Love doesn't hide. It doesn't lie. And it definitely doesn't make you forget your own worth." There was silence, then applause. And for the first time, she felt heard, not as Tunde's wife, not as the woman who got cheated on, but as Amara, whole, clear, powerful. And yet, just when she thought her story had settled, she got a call. Unknown number. She almost declined. But something told her to answer. The voice on the other end? Not Tunde. A woman, quiet, nervous. "Is this Amara?" "Yes. Who's this?" The woman hesitated. Then, "My name is Izioma, and I think we both love the same man." Silence filled the room. Amara sat on the edge of her bed, phone clutched in her hand, heart pounding. Who are you again?" she asked. The voice on the line trembled. "My name is Isioma. I didn't know he was married. I found your number in his old emails. I'm so sorry." Amara took a deep breath. She wasn't angry. Not at this woman. Not anymore. "Isioma," she said gently. "You don't owe me an apology. He does. But I'm not waiting for it anymore." There was a pause on the line. Then a small voice. "Did he do the same to you?" Amara almost smiled. Number he did worse. "He made me forget who I was." Isioma sighed. "He left me pregnant. Said he was going to Port Harcourt. Never came back." It hit Amara like a slap. That same lie. That same city. A different woman. A different ruin. And suddenly, it was clear. Tunde wasn't just a mistake. He was a pattern. A man who left wreckage wherever he passed. Because women like Amara believed love meant patience, tolerance, silence. Not anymore. "Thank you for calling me," Amara said. "You deserve better. We both did." After the call, Amara stood by her window, looking out at the evening sky. The city buzzed below, life moving forward. She opened her journal one last time and wrote, "Today I forgave myself for staying too long." Then she closed it, for good. So let me ask you this. If someone shattered your trust and broke you in ways you can't explain, would you wait for them to come back? Or would you rebuild so powerfully they'd never dare? Tell us in the comments. And if this story hit home, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to remember their worth.